question. Do you think mere ordinary people get ancestral halls for the summer? A colonial mansion?
It was very reasonable.
A hereditary estate. I would say a haunted house, but that'd be asking too much of fate.
The place had been empty for years. Some legal trouble with the heirs.
Oh, well that spoils my ghostliness a bit, I'm afraid, but I don't care. There's something strange about this house, though. I can feel it.
What you're feeling, my dear, is a draft.
Oh, no, leave it open, won't you? Anyhow, you're the one who's mad for fresh air.
Your exercise depends on your strength, my dear, and your food somewhat on your appetite. But air you can absorb all the time. You know, that's the reason we came here.
I know, and I'm grateful. It's beautiful here. The gardens, the old greenhouses, even though they're broken, I like them.
You'll have perfect rest. It's what you need to get better.
So decrees the good Dr. John.
So decrees your devoted husband.
I'm so glad to go away to the country, darling. It's just, do you think, there was also that room downstairs. I love the roses on the window.
There's only one window and there isn't another free room close by. How am I supposed to keep an eye on you?
All right. It's just a bit, not funny, but strange that the baby should be sleeping downstairs and I'm up here in the nursery.
I suppose.
What ravages these children made. Look at all these scratches. They must have hated that hideous wallpaper.
I really wish you wouldn't be so childish. The nursemaid can only raise one of you.
I'd better finish unpacking.
What have I said now?
You can't think. You know I want to be with the baby.
No, you never used to be so sensitive.
Sorry. I think it's only since I've had this nervous condition.
Now, none of that. If you think like that, you'll completely neglect proper self-control. It's a temporary nerve case.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Now, you have to listen to me. Listen to the doctor, all right? You'll take your phosphates, you'll have perfect rest, and I absolutely forbid you to work at your writing until you are well again.
No writing at all?
Jeremy agrees with me.
You wrote to my brother.
Darling, I've got to take care of you. I wanted another opinion from a physician, and we agreed that you would exhaust yourself. The very worst thing you could do is think about your condition.
It does make me feel bad to think about it.
So, there you have it.
Shall I get the bags?
Absolutely not. You won't lift a finger for the rest of the summer.
What's in here?
Be careful, dear. We'll trip running that way.
Don't romp around your great Aunt Ginny's house like a buffalo.
Sorry. Are you looking for something in particular?
Just looking, but if there happened to be a radio or a bicycle?
I think there might be something out in the gardener's shed. That's the sort of thing gardeners enjoy, I think.
Bicycles? I don't see why you want one now. You hardly ride the one you have at home. She's too busy playing records or rattling my cage.
I didn't realize I wasn't allowed to enjoy music.
If you call that music.
Cage rattling does seem to run in the family.
I'm sorry, Aunt Ginny. I seem to turn 17 again myself the minute I walk through the doors of this house.
You'll always be a little girl to me.
Where's the nearest town? Has it got a movie theater?
Don't be rude. We're here to help Aunt Ginny.
Of course, just if there's a little time.
About 3 miles.
That's too far on a strange road.
3 miles from anywhere.
Anyhow, you should have thought you'd be studying all summer since you're going to be a great doctor and all.
People can do 2 things.
Maybe you ought to do one thing before you start giving lessons.
Well, you're all tired from the trip. A long one. And you're so kind to help with packing up the house.
I'm sorry you have to move, and I'm sorry about Grandpa John.
Don't worry about it. He wanted to sell this place long ago. Just didn't seem right before.
You don't need to get into all of that.
I'm afraid this room will take a long time to clear out. It's only storage now and hasn't been used since it was a nursery.
I don't think I've ever seen it before. It used to be all shut up when I'd come visit you in the summers.
Things do pile up, so I couldn't have you think any less of my housekeeping.
I can start in here. I like cleaning up a mess. You should see our garage.
You should have seen Eleanor covered in dust from head to toe.
Well, I was thinking we start in the kitchen. I can't quite catch my breath here. It's so stuffy.
Well, why don't we open up a window?
Come on, Eleanor.
Aunt Jenny,
What's that?
why are there bars on the window?
I believe they were put in the nursery. I find that children love exploring and they don't quite realize when they climb too high or lean out too far. It's better to keep them close before they do something dangerous, don't you think?
I think I better help Mother with the bags.
And that's good. We'll stay at this room from now on, won't we? Can't have you getting covered in dust.
I shouldn't. I would not say this to a living soul, of course, but this is dead paper, and a great relief to my mind. John is a physician, and perhaps that is the reason that I do not get well faster. You see, he does not believe that I am sick, just weak. And what does one to do when a physician of high standing and one's own husband tells friends and family that there is nothing the matter with one but weakness? And your brother, also a physician of high standing, says the same thing.
Darling, where is my shaving kit?
In the bag in here. I'll bring it down.
No, I'll come in and get it. You must rest.
Personally, I believe that congenial work, excitement, and change would do me good. But what is one to do? Talk about the house? Tell you about the wallpaper?
Come on, cousin. Next you be telling me there's chains rattling in the night?
I'm not saying I believe in any of that stuff, but you have to admit, there's something strange about a house when there's an honest-to-goodness, creepy, abandoned nursery in it.
Sounds to me like there's nothing to do up there. So you're inventing things to happen, like a silly little girl. But you're not supposed to be a silly little girl. You're supposed to be a doctor too, remember? You can't go soft on me now.
I'm not soft, and neither was Great Aunt Jenny when she politely told me to stay away from the nursery. The last harsh word I ever heard that woman say was when you had your elbows on the table. Christmas dinner, 1945. But this was a real warning.
So what?
So, that's a deviation from the pattern, dear cousin of mine. Cold, hard, scientific evidence that something's up. Isn't that what they're teaching you in that place?
No, just mostly bones in the foot.
So, you're not doing surgeries yet?
Not this semester,
Oh,
but probably soon.
well, what do you think I should do?
Well, Nancy Drew, if Aunt Jenny was hiding anything, which I doubt, it would be in the room where she told you not to look.
I'll tell you what I find. And Frank, if you call here and my mother picks up, tell her to Tommy Atwood, would you? I just can't stand it anymore, how she says, don't pester him, he's off at medical school. The last thing he would want to do is talk to you.
Frank, we're gonna be late.
Oh, are you meeting those girls from your class?
The different kind of girls, actually, for a date.
Oh. You know, ever since I told Mother about those two girls from your class, so girls do go. Now, every time she asks, and how are those two girl doctors? With this dig in her voice. So if you could just say to Tommy Atwood when you call.
Sure thing. You and Aunt Jenny are a pair with your secrets.
Frank, you would tell me if I were really pestering you, wouldn't you? I don't want to be a pest, or a burden, or a silly little girl.
You're really not, cousin. Except for exactly right now, when I have a date.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye, cousin. Tell me if you find Blackbeard's treasure.
Won't you have egg on your face if I do?
John is away all day, and even some nights when his cases are serious. I'm glad my case is not serious. He does not know how much I really suffer. He knows there is no reason to suffer, and that satisfies him. Of course, it is only nervousness. It does weigh on me so not to do my duty in any way. I am meant to be such a help to John, such a real rest and comfort, and here I am a comparative burden already. It is fortunate the nursemaid is so good with the baby. Such a dear baby, and yet I cannot be with her. It makes me so nervous. John is right. I should not be with her. I suppose John never was nervous in his life. wallpaper. Perhaps.
But we shouldn't, and let me tell you why. Because you're letting it get the better of you. There's nothing worse for a nervous patient than to give away to such fancy like that. First the wallpaper, you've got to redo the window.
Just the bars.
And then the gate at the head of the stairs and on and on. Really, dear, I don't care to renovate the house for a summer rental.
Then perhaps we go downstairs. There are such pretty rooms there.
You know, if you wanted it, I'd move to the cellar even. What does Her Majesty desire? The whole cellar whitewashed and a new feather bed down there?
No, it's silly. I don't want us to move all around for a whim. And it's perfectly comfortable. I'm getting rather fond of it. Really. Except for all that hideous wallpaper. But I love looking out the window at the garden. Can't you practically see elegant people walking down the path?
You should just be careful giving way to fancy like that. With your imaginative power and your habit of story making, a nervous weakness like yours is sure to lead all manner of excited fancies.
Oh,
But never fear, you can check the tendency with your will and good sense.
and I do try, but perhaps, if I could write, it might relieve the idea of the press a little. It might be restful even.
Perhaps, as soon as you're well enough, perhaps we could have Cousin Henry and Julia down for a visit.
Really? Oh, that would be wonderful, just to have someone.
But you must get better first. I would as soon put fireworks in your pillowcase than to let all those stimulating people around you now.
I wish I could get well faster.
It's a matter of will, my dear. You just have to try.
I will. I do. Try.
Can he see you're trying?
Can't he see you're
Can't
trying?
he see you're
Can't
trying?
he see you're trying?
Let me tell you about the wallpaper. The color is repellent, almost revolting.
A smoldering, unclean yellow.
Strangely faded by the slow turning sunlight. It is a dull yet lurid orange in some places, a sickly sulfur tint in others.
No wonder the children hated it.
I should hate it myself.
I
if
should
I
hate
had
it
to
myself.
myself
I should hate it
if I had
myself
to
if
live
I
in
should
this
have to
room
live in
long.
this room long.
Let me do that, won't you, Aunt Jenny?
It's still my house, child, and I won't have a guest serve me.
You're worse than he was.
John couldn't brew a decent cup of tea if his life depended on it.
I didn't go to finishing school, did I? No, I mean, he didn't much like to be helped either.
Well, I'm delighted you're here.
You know, after the crash when Daddy's practice was in trouble, there was no more boarding school for me and no more money for the girl to answer the phones for him, so I told him I could be the girl to answer his phones. I wanted to help, and I knew he did want me underfoot with the patients all the time, but I thought maybe if I could be useful, quietly, where he'd see me. Well, he let me, but he didn't like it. He didn't like to look at me behind that desk, and he hated that he had no other choice but to let me.
Well, the front desk is a very visible place.
You think he'd rather I was invisible?
The tea is finished, so there's nothing else to argue about.
I didn't mean to argue.
Of course you didn't.
Aunt Jenny, did he ever say,
If you'd like to look on the bright side, it could be hard to know what John thought when he was alive. So what you know now is the same.
at least with Eleanor, I know exactly what she thinks, even if she thinks I have nothing to teach her.
And that's a quality she'll have to learn to control.
I just don't know how to make her understand she's got to be more careful.
You've really got to keep an eye on that one.
As a matter of fact, where is she right now?
Drink your tea. I'll go find her.
This wallpaper. I never saw so much expression in an inanimate thing before.
And we all know how much expression they have.
I used to lie awake as a child and get more entertainment and terror out of plain walls and furniture than most children can find in a toy store.
I remember with a kindly wink the knobs of our old bureau used to have. And there was one chair that always seemed like a strong friend.
I used to feel that if any of the other things got too fierce, I could always hop in that chair and be safe.
There comes John's sister.
John's sister? Jenny?
Jenny.
Jenny.
Jenny. Jenny.
Such a dear girl as she is, and so careful of me. I must not let her find me writing.
She's the perfect and enthusiastic housekeeper and hopes for no better profession.
Sounds like Mother.
I verily believe she thinks it is the writing which made me sick. But I can write when she's out and see her a long way off from these windows. This wallpaper has a kind of sub-pattern in different shade, a particular irritating one for you can only see it in certain lights and not clearly then.
And in the places where it isn't faded and the sun is just so.
I can see a strange, provoking, formless sort of figure.
That seems to so go around that silly and conspicuous front design.
There's Sister on the stairs.
Eleanor, are you there?
Any luck?
Thought I told you to drink your tea.
I thought I should help. It's my wayward daughter, after all.
Why don't you look out in the gardener's shed?
That's the one place I know I won't find her. Any small, closed-in space like that. She's even skittish about closets and basements and such.
Claustrophobia.
Terrible. Out in the garden, maybe? She likes to dig around out there.
Like a badger. She'll ruin her clothes. All right, let's go.
So you see, it's pieces of the diary. The different entries are hidden all over that old nursery. I've only found a few, but I think there has to be a lot more.
Sounds like something you do to seem mysterious.
I don't have a diary. Who wants a book of all your feelings that just anyone could read?
So you hide it in pieces everywhere.
She says she wasn't allowed to be writing at all. Her husband, the doctor, says it was bad for her. Is that a treatment?
I don't know. Probably something from second year.
Could you look it up for me? I haven't got a library in 3 miles.
Come on. I've got to study. And you should too if you really want to get in.
I would, but if Mother saw the textbook, I'd never hear the end of it. She thinks I'm gonna ruin my life if I don't bat my eyes at baseball players and wait.
What? You don't think they'll come?
That's not the point, Frank.
Don't yell at me. If I wanted to get yelled at by a girl, I'd call back Susan Winters.
I didn't mean to yell. Sorry. I know why Aunt Jenny didn't want me in that nursery. The diary. She's in it.
Who's writing about Aunt Jenny in their diary?
The writer says my husband's sister Jenny, so I think it's Jane. My mother's mother. Grandpa John's first wife.
Oh. I didn't know that was her name.
It's not like they talk about her much. This must have been before, although it doesn't quite sit right with me. She doesn't seem flighty, like she would up and abandon a baby without a word. In fact, it seems like she can hardly get out of that nursery at all.
She was on bed rest, I guess. Why don't you ask your mother about it?
I don't know. Show her the diary? I wasn't supposed to be up there. Jenny told me not to. And I don't know if it would upset her. My mother, I mean.
In my experiences, it's best to be straightforward about things.
My mother doesn't do straightforward.
Girls and their mothers. Just tell her. I gotta go study.
All right, good luck.
I'm getting really fond of this room, in spite of the wallpaper.
Perhaps because of it.
It dwells in my mind so.
I lie in that immovable bed and follow that pattern.
I determined for the 1000th time that
I will follow that pointless pattern to some sort of a conclusion. It makes me tired to follow it.
Of course you're tired. You aren't getting any rest.
Jenny, I was just...
I just wonder how you're going to ever get better this way.
You are kind to worry about me.
Why don't you give those to me, and we'll keep this between us. No need to worry.
I would appreciate that very much, but it's only without... But if I can't, do you think you could... Could you perhaps sit and talk with me a while?
I'd be happy to. Except I have to go and feed your dear little baby.
Where's Aunt Jenny?
Starting on dinner, I think.
I feel like she just finished clearing lunch.
There's no stopping her.
I asked if I could at least help with the dishes, but
She didn't let you? Of course she didn't. When I'd come up in the summers, much younger than you even, she'd always say, "You're the guest." It was good of you to offer, though.
did Great Aunt Jenny always live here?
father leased the place one summer just after I was born. She said she fell in love with it. Imagine, Aunt Jenny in love.
It's rather frightening to think about.
So he bought it for her. He said at least he could make her happy.
Not like your mother, you mean.
Why don't we go through some of these old books?
Alright, so you were all there together that summer. Little you, Great Aunt Jenny, Grandpa John, and your mother.
I don't remember.
Of course you couldn't. You were only just born.
And even if I had, she couldn't stand to look at me, refused to come out of her room.
That's not true.
Eleanor?
That she didn't
I'm not
want.
arguing with
Who
you
told
about
you
this.
this?
You just got to know better about everything, don't you? You weren't there. Aunt Jenny was there, I was there, and for once, my mother was there.
I'm not trying to be contrary, Mother. Really,
But you can't help it, because I'm such a fool.
I never said.
You don't have to. You make it very clear.
You take it very personally. When I know something you don't, or do something you wouldn't want.
What on earth are you talking about?
Like when I talk about studying medicine, or anything you wouldn't want.
You think I don't want things?
Mother, we could be sitting in a 5-star restaurant where a famous chef just made the greatest, most magical meal in the entire world, and you'd look at me and say, Eleanor, wouldn't you love to be a waitress here one day? Because that's what you think of me. Maybe she can keep the glasses full for the real people.
You don't know how to cook, and I've never been to a 5-star restaurant.
It's not the restaurant.
Because I was cooking for my father. And then for you.
Here she comes, the sainted martyr, and I'm your cross to bear.
It has never once occurred to you how easy it could be to put it down, has it? You think it's impossible because I love you so much, but you forget my mother did. When you were a baby, I'd think about it all the time. You'd be crying all night, and I'd be so desperately tired. And I'd think to myself, I wonder if this was the final straw. I wonder if this was the moment with me when she first looked at the door. And then, I'd stay up with you in my arms as long as it took longer. You made it clear that seems so small to you, but you don't know the size of anything until you lose it or come close. It's big, it's so big, and you've never really lost anything.
I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense.
I know.
It doesn't make sense that she left. There has to be more.
You don't listen at all, Dave.
I get positively angry.
With the impertinence of that wallpaper.
And everlastingness.
It's like it knew what a vicious influence it had.
I don't know why I should write this. I don't want to. I don't feel able, and John would think it absurd. But I must say what I feel and think in some way. It is such a relief. But the effort is getting greater than the relief. I'm getting dreadfully fretful. John says that if I do not pick up faster, he shall send me to the doctor, Weir Mitchell, in the fall. But I do not want to go at all. I had a friend who was in his hands once, and she says he is just like John and my brother, only more so. I must regain my strength now before it's too late. I must get away from here. John, I'd like to talk to you.
So serious, my ears are yours.
But I am serious. I'm not gaining any of my strength back here, and I need you to take me away.
Our lease is up in 3 weeks. I don't see how we could leave before that. Of course, if you were in any danger, I would, but you're gaining color. Your appetite is better, whether you can see it or not. I really feel much easier about you.
But I do not weigh a bit more, nor as much. And my appetite may be better in the evening when you are here, but it is worse when you leave in the morning.
Bless her little heart. She shall be as sick as she pleases. Really, you are better.
Better in body, perhaps.
Darling, my darling, I beg of you, for my sake and for our child's sake, that you will never for one instant let that idea enter your mind. There's nothing so dangerous, so fascinating to a temperament like yours. But no wonder you have this idea. You've been writing.
Jenny told you?
She informed your physician, and she was right because now I hear you have these false and foolish fancies. Can you not trust me as a physician when I tell you so?
If you would let me go downstairs and see the baby just for a moment, please!
Let you? Darling, you know perfectly well you are not able to go downstairs. You wouldn't be able to stand it. Look, see? You're already upset.
It just takes a great effort to think straight.
You're exhausted. Let me read to you. Let me read to you until your head is all tired out. You are my comfort. You are all I have. You must take care of yourself and keep well. No one else but you can help you out of it. You must use your strength and self-control and never let those fancies run away with you. Look, see? You're already crying. That's just the sort of thing you can't do.
But the baby isn't crying. The baby is well?
Of course the baby is well.
The baby is happy?
I think so.
Then that is my comfort. There is one comfort.
The baby is well and happy.
And does not have to occupy this nursery with that horrid wallpaper.
If we had not used it, the blessed child would have.
What a fortunate escape.
Why, I wouldn't have a child of mine, an impressionable little thing, live in such a room for worlds.
I never thought of it before, but it is lucky that John kept me in here after all. I can stand it so much easier than a baby, you see.
I can
I stand it so much easier than a baby, you see.
You loved her. You loved her.
I can prove it. There are things in that paper that nobody knows but me, or ever will.
Behind that outside pattern, the dim shapes get clearer every day.
It is always the same shape, only very numerous.
And it is like a woman stooping down and creeping about behind that pattern.
I
I
don't
don't like it a bit.
The faint figure behind seemed to shake the pattern, just as if she wanted to get out.
What are you doing here?
I couldn't sleep.
I thought I told you not to come in here.
I haven't been sleeping well the past few days. Weeks, really, so I thought I could help with cleaning.
I thought for a moment you were someone else.
Maybe I am. You know, and Jenny, I'm beginning to think you're all someone else. You, Mother, Grandpa John.
What do you have there?
You couldn't stop her writing. Not completely.
Give it to me. Eleanor, sweetheart, don't be ridiculous. Whatever it is that you have there, you need to remember that my brother's wife was not in her right mind.
Jane,
What?
your brother's wife, she called you her sister. Her name is Jane.
I know that. That's all right. I always picked up after her. I don't like to say her name because, well, I don't mean to complain, but it still hurts to talk about her. Still, after all the pain she caused.
It seems like she was in pain.
Maybe. But you know who was hurt the most? My brother. God rest his soul. His child. Your mother. Please, Eleanor. Say these ridiculous things to me if you must, but don't hurt your mother again.
I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
So why do you insist on opening old wounds? Crying?
Jane said she would always do what's best for the baby. She wouldn't leave her. She says.
She says, but what did she do?
What did she do? What happened to her?
There was something evil in
She
her.
was sick.
Call it madness if you want.
It seems to me like she was driven there.
And you look very like her right now, creeping around in the dark.
I just think that Mother should have all the information if she wants it.
But you don't have any information, do you? You have the rantings of a mad woman. Are you certain of what you think you know? Scraps of paper, keep them if you want. They're meaningless to any sane person.
What do you mean?
It runs in the family, you know. Madness. And you look tired, Eleanor. Perhaps you ought to get some rest before you make any more decisions. That's what John would always say.
Jenny? Quiet now. Jenny, please, I can't be trapped in here.
Quiet, dear, unless you want to wake your mother.
On a pattern like this by daylight, there is a lack of steepness, a defiance of law that is constant, irritated to a normal mind.
Sometimes I believe there are a great many women behind that wallpaper.
And sometimes only one.
And she crawls around fast.
And her crawling shakes it all over.
You think you've mastered it?
But just as you get well underway in following,
It takes you to a black somersault and
There you are.
It slaps you in the face.
knocks you down.
and tramples upon you.
It is like a bad dream.
At night, in any kind of light,
In twilight,
Candlelight.
Lamplight,
and worst of all by moonlight.
it becomes bars. The outside pattern, I mean.
and the women behind it are as plain as can be. Have you seen Eleanor?
It's nearly lunchtime. I don't know how she can sleep so long.
That's what I thought too, but she's not in her room.
Maybe she went for a walk.
For 4 hours? I didn't hear her go out this morning, did you?
Well, nothing to worry about. Just because she's been a bit peculiar of late, she couldn't have possibly gone far.
She took that bike out on the road. Well, she could have been hit by a car or twisted her ankle.
Now let's not let our fancies run away with us, as your father used to say. I'll go and see if the bike is still in the gardener's shed, and you look upstairs.
What did you mean? Peculiar.
Oh, nothing. Just that she's been a bit erratic of late.
Jenny, tell me what you've seen.
Nothing. It's nothing like her. Now, why don't you go look upstairs?
Eleanor, are you in there?
Oh, good. Mother, can you help me?
Didn't you hear me calling? This door is locked. Are you all right? Did you lock the door?
Oh, it must be stuck again. You know, the other day I saw Jenny with the spare key. If you could find it.
I'll ask. Jenny, is there a spare key to the attic?
I don't think so. It's never occurred to me before. Is she there? Is she all right?
I'm not sure. She says the door is stuck. She sounds strange. It's all right, sweetheart. We'll get you out of there in a minute.
Oh, I'm all right, except for all the dust.
You're all right? It's not too closed in?
Oh, I hardly noticed. I've been so busy.
There we go. Well, I have been busy.
I must look a fright, but look how much I got done.
You must have been in here all night.
I woke up early to surprise you. I felt bad about what happened yesterday, and I thought I could pitch in a little more.
Nothing now. That's good of you, Eleanor. It looks awfully nice in here.
What do you think, Aunt Jenny? All that jumble and confusion? I think it's a lot clearer now.
All tidied up now?
Neat and tidy.
Well, the room is. You, on the other hand, ought to have a bath.
I might need to. Here, I'll start to take the trash down. Oh, make sure the door doesn't close on you. It seems to stick for some reason.
I'll be right behind you. Well, I feel a little silly to worry.
Well, girls are inexplicable creatures.
I have watched John when he did not know I was looking, and come into the room suddenly on the most innocent of excuses, and I've caught him several times looking at the paper. And Jenny too. I caught Jenny with her hand on it once. What are you doing?
Why do you do that? What have I done that you should try and frighten me?
You were looking at it. The paper.
Your clothes, John's clothes, yellow stains on them, you know. That wallpaper stains everything it touches. Who do you think gets the stains out? Your clothes and John's clothes come back spotless because I scrub, blot, and bleach them so you can stain them again.
You're studying the pattern.
I just wish you would be a little more careful, is all.
You're studying the pattern, but you're
Never
never going
gonna
to find it
out.
out.
Just keep your clothes clean, like mine.
Nobody else will but me.
I lie down ever so much now. John says it's good for me and to sleep all I can. It's a bad habit, I'm convinced. For you see, I don't sleep. And that cultivates deceit. For I don't tell them I'm awake. Oh no. Frank? Frank, are you there? Listen to this. The fact is, I'm getting a little afraid of John. He seems very strange sometimes, and even Jenny has an inexplicable look. It occurs to me like a scientific hypothesis that perhaps is the pattern. A scientific hypothesis. She was thinking clearly, and so am I. She knew something was wrong.
Slow down, slow down.
I don't have much time, Frank. She can come in any minute.
You're not making any sense. Start from the beginning.
The attic. The attic.
So you were in the attic.
She locked me in.
Now is it possible she forgot?
Listen to me.
At her age?
She knew exactly what she was doing. It's in the diary.
Eleanor, that diary is from 40 years ago.
So she knows about it, and she knows I've read it. It's back, the same mess, and she can't stand a mess. For her, it's all come up again, and she says I'll end up just like her, just like Jane.
What are you saying?
I'm afraid of her. All right, there's something wrong with her.
I'm sorry, You're afraid of Aunt Jenny?
Jane didn't abandon my mother, In the diary, Jenny and John wouldn't even let her see the baby. They just kept her in that room with the bars on the window.
Jenny is an old woman.
So she was there. So she remembers. John's dead. She's the only one with something to lose.
You really think that fragile old woman...
She isn't, though. She acts that way. She takes people's arms on the stairs. But she isn't sharp. She's sharpened. She's honed.
You're not making any sense.
I'm making perfect sense. You're just not listening to me. Is that the kind of doctor you're gonna be?
What has that got to do with anything?
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't appreciate getting shouted at
I'm
in my own
trying
home.
to tell you. I don't know what's gonna happen now. You didn't see her eyes when she closed that door on me.
Okay, I hear you. I understand. Can you calm down now?
I am calm. I'm clear. I'm clearer than I've ever been.
Good. Okay, stay calm. Let me think. I'll call you back tomorrow.
Frank, I don't know what's gonna happen before tomorrow. Could you maybe call in a noise complaint
No.
or something so someone can come by?
That's bound to get her suspicious, isn't it?
I guess. No, you're right.
Just stay out of her way. Go work out in the garden or something.
I could hide the diary out in the shed.
Tomorrow. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Promise me after we hang up, you'll go outside, you won't move, you won't do anything.
Promise you'll call tomorrow.
I promise. All right. Chin up, kid.
Thank you. Mother, I'm gonna go work out in the garden.
Dr. John Smith's residence. Frank, how lovely to hear your voice. What about Eleanor?
I really have discovered something at last. Through washing so much at night when it changes so, I have finally found out the front pattern does move, and no wonder. The woman behind shakes it.
Sometimes I believe there are great many women behind.
And sometimes only one.
And she crawls around fast.
And her crawling shakes it all over.
And in the very bright spots, she keeps still.
And in the very shady spots, she takes hold of the bars and shakes them hard.
And she is all the time trying to climb through.
But no way could climb
Through that pattern. It strangles so.
I think that is why it has so many heads.
Jenny.
Yes, I'm here.
I've been writing to some colleagues
Frank called.
about Jane.
Is the poor thing all right?
Oh,
Frank?
yes.
Frank's fine. It's Eleanor.
Only she's
She's
been
been
saying
saying
troubling
troubling
things.
things.
Well, she sleeps a great deal in the daytime.
How's she been sleeping?
You don't think that's a sign?
I'm not sure.
She doesn't sleep at night.
She eats and I remind her to.
She
eats and she sleeps and she
sees
sees things that aren't there.
Only tell me how I can be more useful.
As if I couldn't see through him. Still, I don't wonder why he acts so, sleeping under the paper for 3 months. It only interests me. But I feel sure John and Jenny are secretly affected by it.
There are only 2 more days to get this paper off.
I believe John is beginning to notice.
I don't like the look in his eyes.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Aunt Jenny.
Darling, won't you sit down?
Oh, I better get cleaned up first. I've been out in the garden in my fingernails.
Well, I think this once we can overlook your fingernails.
Please, just sit down.
All right.
I know there's only a few weeks left of the summer,
And you've been so kind to help with the house.
but you've been working so hard. Maybe too hard?
Goodness, who are you and what have you done with my mother?
You don't know me?
I mean, what happened to I collected aluminum cans at Fetish Through the Crash, or idle hands are the devil's plaything.
But your health is the most important thing.
My health? My health is...
I think it may be best for you to spend the rest of your summer where someone can look after you.
What?
Your cousin Frank called. He's very concerned.
Frank,
He said you were saying things that made no sense, sweetheart.
you called him?
He called me, and the things he said were scaring me.
He is a doctor, you know.
He's not a doctor. He's in his first semester of school.
And we've all talked it over, and we think that it may be the best. It may be better for you, more healthy, to spend the rest of your summer, to spend it somewhere you can get some rest.
Oh, we have. Haven't we? We've all talked it over? I'd appreciate if you wouldn't shout indoors. You'd appreciate? You're about to have me committed. I'm gonna shout my head off if I want to.
No, darling, please. It's nothing like that.
Then what is it like? I'll tell you what it's like. It's the pattern. It's happening again. She's doing it again. I can prove it to you. It's just like what happened with your mother.
No, don't say that. You're nothing like her.
She is like me, but she didn't leave you. They took her away from you. I have her diary out in the shed.
It's such a small space.
There are things I'm more afraid of now. Let me go get it. Please sit down. Can't you see you're upsetting your mother? She can take it. She's strong. She's not a fool.
I better call the people at the hospital. Just wait. It's all happening too fast. I need to think.
That's what she wants you to do.
I think that woman gets out in the daytime, and I'll tell you why. I've seen her. I can see her out of every one of my windows. It is the same woman I know, for she's always creeping, and most women do not creep by daylight.
I see her on that long shaded lane, creeping up and down.
I see her in those dark grape arbors, creeping all around the garden.
I see her on that long shaded road, creeping around. And when a carrot comes by, she hides into the blackberry vines.
I don't blame her a bit. It must be very humiliating to be caught creeping by daylight.
You have no idea.
If only that top pattern could be gotten off from the under one. I mean to try it, little by little.
I'll help you. I'll help you. Where are you going? Come with me. She's sick. There's nothing to be done for her.
If you are sick, I will make you well, or I will catch what you have and we will be sick together.
I can take you to her mother. I can.
Please don't go where she's gone. I can't lose you two.
So come with me. Come with me through the roof. See for yourself. There's nothing to be afraid of. But I must get to work.
This is the last day.
Ellie?
As soon as it was moonlight, and that poor thing began to crawl and shake the pattern.
Eleanor, are you all right?
To help her. I pulled and she shook.
Ellie, I shook and she pulled.
And before morning, we had pulled off yards of that paper.
I have locked the door and thrown the key down the front path. I don't want to come out, and I don't want anybody else to come in until John comes.
I want to astonish him. And when the
sun came and that awful pattern began to laugh at me, I declared,
I will finish it today.
Ellie, come back! Come back! There's nothing to be done for her. Get out of my way.
Well, Jane, tore up the wallpaper, haven't you?
I did it out of pure spite at the vicious thing.
It is ugly, I grant you. I wouldn't mind doing it myself, except you mustn't get tired.
How you betray yourself. But you're too late. No person touches this paper but me, not alive. I quite enjoy the room now that it is bare again. How the children did tear about here, but I will call you when I wake.
My brother told me to watch you. Here.
What are you doing?
I don't want to go out, and I don't want anybody else to come in. The key is down by the front path. I want to astonish you.
Sweetheart, it's going to be all right.
It is. It is. It will be. Look, read. Listen to her. Listen to me. Dorothy.
There's Sean at the door.
She hasn't hurt you, has she?
It's no use. You can't open it.
Of course she hasn't.
Then open the door.
We're just talking.
Open the door. Open this door right now, or I'll get an axe.
Now he's crying for an axe. It would be a shame to break down that beautiful door. John, dear, the key is down by the front steps under a leaf.
Open the door, my darling.
I can't. The key is down by the front door under a leaf.
Open it.
The key is down by the front door under a leaf.
Open the door.
The key is down by the front door under a leaf.
Open the door.
Stop that. Don't you see?
I don't know.
Look, read what she wrote.
I'm trying.
Look, don't you understand? It's the pattern.
I'm trying. I truly don't know what you want from me.
I peeled off all the paper I could reach. It sticks horribly. The pattern just enjoys it. All those strangled heads and bulbous eyes and longest growths just shriek with derision.
I am getting angry enough to do something desperate. There is one comfort. The baby is well and happy, and does not have to occupy this nursery with the horrid wallpaper. If we had not used it, that blessed baby would have. What a fortunate escape. Why, I wouldn't have a child of mine, such an impressionable little thing, live in such a roomful world. I hadn't thought about it before, but perhaps it is lucky John kept me up here. They can stand it so much easier than a baby can, you see.
I couldn't look out of the windows even. There are so many of those creeping women, and they creep so fast.
I wonder if they all came out of the wallpaper as I did.
It is so pleasant to be out in this great room and creep around as I please.
But here, I can creep smoothly along the floor, and my shoulder just fits in that long smooch around the wall, so I cannot lose my way.
What is the matter? For God's sake, what are you doing?
I've got out. At last, in spite of you and Jane, I've torn off all the papers so you cannot put me back.
Ron? What have you done? What did you do?
It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to go back either.
I've already called the hospital.
What have you done?
I did what I thought was best.
So she died, wherever it was they locked her up.
I haven't.
So she could still be alive?
No, my darling, she's not.
My wicked mother, my careless mother, my mother who abandoned me.
Would you rather know she died a mad woman raving about that wallpaper?
Yes! Do you know I blame myself every day, every night, every birthday, every Christmas?
I couldn't let you blame your father.
Jenny, why not?
It would hurt him too much.
To see what he had done, he himself, to see the truth?
It was a
Wasn't
different-
she hurt?
No, it was a different time.
But you knew it wasn't right.
And who would ask the old maid's sister? What did I know except for how to get the stains out? And to put that in the past was something I could do for him that no one else could.
She wasn't a stain.
But he was so sure. And she was so strange and abrasive, nothing like you. If I had you, I would never be tired like that.
Sick. She was sick, and he made her sicker.
When you were small, you were never sick. You were so shy and helpful and
Alone.
I was twice the mother she would be.
For all of this, for everything, I could have forgiven you. Except today you proved you do it again, and you do it to my daughter.
No,
Yes. I'll call someone to help with the rest of the bags.
I don't want strangers here.
Well, it's not your house anymore. My father sold it when he died. Did you think he'd keep it for you? There's a pattern, Jenny. You can't even see your part of it.
But you did.
I wonder if they all came out of the wallpaper as I did.
I suppose I shall get back behind that wallpaper when it comes night, and that is hard. I don't want to go outside, even if Jenny asks me to. I won't. For outside you have to creep on the floor and everything is green instead of yellow.